All right, everybody, here we go. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on when you're watching the videos. Welcome to Against the Public for July 13th. I'm Dana Lane. Today, we're going to make it a quick show. Unfortunately, no handicapping tip at the end. I got to get through this as quickly as possible. Headed down to Florida. Still got a little bit of packing to do, but I wanted to give you at least a 3-pack of free games for Saturday, and then we'll see you again for a video pertaining to next Sunday's game. So anyway, going to take a little all-star break off myself. God, I hope to see Paul Skeens pitch. I've seen every start and every pitch he's ever thrown, and to see him against Aaron Judge, I'm very excited about that. After the show, please go to pickdawgz.com. I'll have my premium Major League Baseball and WNBA plays on the site. As usual, jump on my single plays or tomorrow's MLB and WNBA 3-pack for just $49.99. Thank you to everybody who did today, and come on back tomorrow. We'll make some more money. Every 3-pack, every individual play always comes with our Pick Dawgz win guarantee that states you must profit or receive an immediate site credit for the purchase price. In addition, as you know, there's only one way to become an all access member, and you can do that over the next 30 days for less than $11 a day, the next 90 days for less than $10 a day. Better yet, guys, just get involved. That all-star break to me is saying we are on the slide to preseason football. So that's how I always treat the all-star break, and that's how we're going to do it again this year. Get an all-access pass, and you can get one for the next year for just $3.56 a day. Throw it on the credit card, pay it off a little at a time, and it will take you right through college football, the NFL preseason, NFL regular season, of course, the NBA, NHL, college basketball, and right through this time next year in Major League Baseball, and the rest of this year in baseball as well. So thank you to everybody who has got involved so far. Let's roll our sleeves up. Let's get to work. Here's your free plays for Saturday. Remember, these are probable pitchers, so please double check before making your wagers. 1:10 Eastern Time, 971, 972 Los Angeles Dodgers on the road against the Detroit Tigers. Dodgers minus $1.27, 9 over minus 20. Justin Robleski against Kiter Montero. And Robleski is going to make just his second start in his major league career. And I remember I watched his first start. And I didn't watch the whole game, but just enough to get a flavor of who he was, because I knew he was going to stick around with the Dodgers rotation. Got swatted around pretty good against the Milwaukee Brewers. Not the first team to do that. Allowed 4 earned runs in 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 of which were homers, which is the most worrisome to me. But none of that seems to matter to the public, who are putting 98% of their money behind the Dodgers, along with 68% of the tickets. So the pros and the Joes are both on the same side in this one. We have seen some sharp wagers on Detroit, plus $1.20 at Bet Rivers, New Jersey, and one steam move on the Los Angeles Dodgers, and that was at Rivers Resort in Schenectady, New York, which would have been great to have around as I was growing up in upstate New York. If to me, though, I always have kind of a rule about young pitchers. If a young pitcher doesn't throw well in his first game, I always kind of trust the professionals to say, look, we think this kid is good enough for the rotation. Yeah, I know the Dodgers are trying to fill some holes, but I think his second start is always better than that first start. And it works the flip side, too. If he comes up and has a great first start, I always think that second start is not going to be as good. As far as Montero is concerned, he's 1-2. He'll make his 4th start of his major league career. 2 really good outings over his last 2 starts. Allowed 2 earned runs in 12 2/3 innings. This number is exactly where I thought it would be, but I'm going to go under that total, and we're going to get even money with this. So jump on that now. I don't think you're going to get the plus money, but we'll take that even. 4:05 Eastern Time is your second game, 961, 962. New York Yankees against the Baltimore Orioles. Orioles minus $1.35, 8.5 over minus 15. Luis Gil against Grayson Rodriguez. Not many bets on the side yet, but we do see 86% of the money and 82% of the tickets on the over, if you're interested in the total. And now, not because we haven't seen many wagers. It just we have seen some larger money, or I'm sorry, not because we haven't seen many wagers, doesn't mean that there hasn't been some larger money put down on this so far. And the Orioles have pushed it at some spots. They've been pushed from minus $1.34 to $1.40. So there is some action trickling in, causing some books to become a trigger book. And moving that number from 134 to 140. So again, you always want to shop for the best numbers because especially early on, they bounce around all the time, and it really depends on region too. Sometimes West Coast action does not meet East Coast action. So it is very important to try to get as many books as possible, and then even if you have the minimum amount in each at each book, it is so much better to shop around. That is just absolutely the smart way to do it. One thing I love about Las Vegas, I have 7 different apps, and I can shop around all day long. So please do that if you can. And as far as Heel is concerned, 9-5 this year, 3.27 ERA, pretty good numbers, big strikeout numbers with him. But unfortunately, it hasn't been good of late, except when we're talking about recent form. But he was good against the Boston Red Sox in his last start. There has been a little bit of a decline. And when we talk about recent form, I'm always talking about his last 5 starts. Over his last 5 starts, he's given up 17 earned runs in 16 1/3 innings. And we've seen those strikeout numbers kind of decline a little bit with just 15 in those same 16 1/3 innings. Rodriguez, 11-3, 3.52 ERA, which means to me, I see that number and I go, well, they must score a ton of runs for him because you're 11-3 and you got an ERA over 3.5, which should put you 1 or 2 games over 500, but certainly not 11-3, and that's exactly the case. Baltimore averages almost 6.5 runs per game when Rodriguez gets the start. Let's not be so drawn in, and I've heard this all week. I've heard it in books. I've heard people texting me and talking to me. Let's not get so drawn in by what we just saw against the Cubs. I'm going to take Baltimore minus $1.35. And Game 9:59, 9:60, 7:15 Eastern Time. Atlanta Braves, San Diego Padres. Braves minus $1.30 on the road, 7.5 under minus 15. Ronaldo Lopez against Matt Waldron. This is going to be a tug of war between the public and the sharps. I suspect that we're going to see action from the pros on Atlanta, and probably maybe the Joes are going to get on San Diego in this one. This is kind of the betting pattern so far. It will be interesting to see which way that ultimately goes. This is where we are going to go against the public, who are on the total ticket count right now. And we look at Lopez, who's 7-2. It's a 1.71 ERA. He has been absolutely incredible, has an extraordinary strikeout rate, strikeout to innings pitch ratio. And to give you an idea of how good he's been, you would have to go back to April 30th against Seattle to find an outing that was not up to the standards that we would suspect. And that's a long time. And then in those 59 2/3 innings, he's had 62 strikeouts. This guy's absolutely. I know we talk a lot about Paul Skeens, and rightfully so. And I'm glad he's starting the All-Star game. But Ronaldo Lopez has been absolutely phenomenal this year, and I think he's going to continue to be in the second half. As far as Waldron is concerned, a guy I've always liked, just 5-7 this year, 3.61 ERA, but I think he is a little bit better than what his numbers indicate. And I'm just going to point to his last 2 outings. If it wasn't for that home run bug that's kind of bit him over the last 2 starts, his numbers would be far more impressive. Of course, that was against Arizona and Boston, 2 losses for him. But before that, again, let's look at recent form, the 5 games. We can't go back more than 5 because then it starts to dilute it. But the 5 previous games, if you look at the 3 before the last 2, he allowed just 5 earned runs in his last 20 innings, 1 home run, and 16 Ks in that span. So the numbers don't look all that bad when you put it when you're looking at recent form. They don't look great when you're just looking at the last 2, which is a lot of what people do. We have to look bigger picture when we're betting because we do this every single day. We do it 365 days a year, and the only way you're going to be successful is to watch this from a bigger picture, which is why I have no problem betting the Baltimore Orioles, and it's also why I have no problem going under the 7.5 minus the 15 in this one. So that does it for today's show, guys. Sorry, I'm not going to go through the handicapping tip, but that takes a lot of research, so I can't do that today. But that does do it for your free plays. And if you could, please go to pickdawgz.com. I have my premium selections loaded up, and they will be all week as well. So please make sure you go there every single day. Let's have a profitable weekend. Let's have a profitable week, and we'll see you right back here next Saturday. Here's our Saturday free play recap. Los Angeles Dodgers minus $1.27, Baltimore Orioles minus $1.32, and Atlanta San Diego under 7.5. Thank you so much to everybody who continues to watch on a daily basis, and I appreciate everybody's feedback. Please hit the like and subscribe button. I appreciate that as well. For Against the Public, I'm Dana Lane, signing off for a week. Have a great All-Star break, guys.